Emily, a devoted cat lover, lived in a cozy cottage filled with the soft purrs of her 5 beloved felines. Her favorite, a sleek black cat with emerald eyes named Luna, had been her closest companion for years. They shared an unspoken bond, as if Luna could sense Emily's every thought and emotion. For years, Emily had longed to explore the world, but her love for her cats always kept her rooted at home. One evening, as the sun set behind the hills, Emily sat on her porch, dreaming of faraway places. A postcard from an old friend arrived that day, showing a picturesque coastal town with white sandy beaches. The idea of travel stirred her soul, but the thought of leaving Luna and the others held her back. "Maybe it's time for me to see the world," Emily whispered to Luna, who blinked at her in silent understanding. With her mind made up, Emily arranged for her friend Sarah to care for the cats while she was gone. Excitement and nervousness filled her as she packed her suitcase for her first solo adventure. Her destination was a small coastal town known for its stunning sunsets and peaceful atmosphere. As she stepped off the bus, the salty sea breeze filled her lungs, and she felt an overwhelming sense of freedom. The town was even more charming than she had imagined, with cobblestone streets and colorful houses lining the shore. Emily wandered through the town, marveling at the beauty around her, feeling more alive than she had in years. After hours of exploring, she found a cozy seaside cafe and decided to stop for a cup of tea. As she sat, soaking in the serenity of the moment, she noticed a stray cat watching her from under a nearby table. The cat had the same striking green eyes as Luna, and Emily's heart instantly softened. She gently called the cat over, and to her surprise, it came and rubbed against her leg. "You remind me of home," Emily whispered, smiling as she stroked the cat's soft fur. She decided to name the stray Sandy after the golden beach that stretched out before her. For the rest of the day, Sandy followed Emily as she explored the town, never straying too far from her side. They walked along the beach, the sun casting a golden glow over the ocean, waves gently lapping at their feet. Emily felt a sense of peace wash over her, as if the universe was telling her she was exactly where she needed to be. That evening, she sat on the shore, Sandy curled up beside her, watching the vibrant colors of the sunset. The sky exploded into hues of pink, orange, and purple, reflected in the calm waters below. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Emily realized how much she had been missing by staying in one place. The world was vast and beautiful, and she was only beginning to scratch the surface. Sandy's quiet presence reminded her of Luna, and though she missed her cats back home, she knew this journey was important. The next morning, Emily awoke to Sandy waiting at her door, ready to explore again. She spent her days wandering the town, visiting local markets, art galleries, and hidden spots known only to locals. Everywhere she went, Sandy was there, a silent but comforting companion. One day, while hiking up a nearby hill, Emily discovered a breathtaking view of the entire coastline. From the top, the town looked like a picture-perfect painting, with the ocean stretching endlessly into the horizon. As she stood there, wind in her hair, Sandy by her feet, Emily felt a sense of accomplishment. She had stepped out of her comfort zone, and the world had rewarded her with unforgettable experiences. That night, she reflected on her journey so far, realizing that travel wasn't about leaving her love for cats behind. It was about finding connections everywhere she went, and realizing her love for animals transcended borders. As the days passed, Emily found herself growing more confident and at peace with her decision to travel. She began to meet other travelers, sharing stories and learning about their lives. One afternoon, while sharing tea with a local shopkeeper, she was invited to a nearby animal shelter. The shelter housed dozens of stray cats, many of whom had been abandoned by tourists. Emily's heart ached as she walked through the shelter, seeing so many cats without homes. She spent hours there, playing with the cats, feeding them, and offering them comfort. The experience touched her deeply, reminding her of the importance of compassion and kindness. The shelter's owner, a kind elderly woman named Maria, thanked Emily for her help and asked if she would return. Emily couldn't say no. She felt a deep connection to the place and knew her love for cats had brought her here for a reason. Over the next few weeks, Emily volunteered at the shelter every day, helping to care for the cats and even assisting with adoptions. She quickly became friends with Maria and learned about the challenges of running a shelter in a tourist town. Maria's passion for helping animals inspired Emily, and she began to think about how she could help more. One evening, while sitting by the beach with Sandy, an idea struck her. What if she could combine her love for travel and her passion for helping cats? Emily began to dream of creating a global network of shelters for stray cats, supported by cat lovers around the world. She imagined hosting fundraisers, partnering with local communities, and spreading awareness about animal welfare. The thought filled her with excitement and purpose, and she knew she had found her calling. The next day, Emily shared her idea with Maria, who was immediately supportive and offered to help. With Maria's guidance, Emily began working on her plan, reaching out to local organizations and fellow travelers. As word spread, more people became interested in her mission, and soon she had a small but passionate team. Emily's dream was slowly becoming a reality, and she felt more fulfilled than she ever had before. Her love for cats had taken her on a journey far beyond what she could have imagined. One evening, as she sat on the beach, Sandy purring beside her, Emily reflected on how much she had grown. She had faced her fears, embraced new experiences, and found a way to make a difference in the world. The once small-town cat lover had become a global advocate for stray cats, combining her love for travel with her passion for animals. As the sun set over the horizon, Emily knew this was just the beginning of her adventure. She was determined to continue her journey, helping as many cats as she could along the way. Each day brought new challenges and rewards, but Emily was ready for whatever came next. Sandy, ever by her side, became a symbol of her transformation and the friendships she had made. Emily's heart swelled with gratitude as she thought of the cats back home, Luna especially. Though she missed them, she knew her journey was important, and she would return to them soon. For now, she was exactly where she needed to be, living her passion and making the world a better place. The sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm, golden light over the beach as Emily and Sandy watched the waves roll in. The future was full of possibilities, and Emily was ready to embrace every moment. She no longer feared the unknown. Instead, she welcomed it with open arms. Her journey had taught her that life was about taking chances, following passions, and spreading love wherever possible. Emily stood up, stretched, and took one last look at the beautiful coastline. Sandy meowed softly, and Emily smiled, knowing they were both on this incredible journey together. With a renewed sense of purpose, she began walking back towards the town, Sandy padding along beside her. As they walked, Emily thought about all the cats she had met on her travels, each one leaving an imprint on her heart. She was determined to continue helping them, no matter where her journey took her next. The road ahead was uncertain, but Emily was no longer afraid of uncertainty. She had learned to trust in the adventure and follow the path her heart laid before her. Back at her small rented cottage, She wrote letters to Sarah about her plans for the global cat shelters. Sarah responded with excitement, offering to help with the efforts back home. Emily felt empowered by the support of her friends and the new community she had found on her travels. Her heart was full as she realized that this mission wasn't just hers, it belonged to every cat lover who cared. Over the next few days, Emily finalized her plans for the first international shelter collaboration. Maria connected her with more shelters, and soon Emily's vision was becoming a global reality. As her journey continued, she knew she would face challenges, but she was more than ready. She had love, passion, and an unwavering belief in her cause. And as long as she had those, Emily knew she could make a difference, one stray cat at a time. With the stars twinkling above, Emily curled up in bed, Sandy sleeping at her feet, dreaming of the adventures yet to come. The next morning, Emily woke up to the sound of the sea and the soft purring of Sandy. She packed her things, knowing it was time to move on to the next destination in her journey. As she left the town, she felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing she had made a lasting impact. She boarded the bus, her heart full of hope, and waved goodbye to the place that had changed her life. Sandy sat on her lap, purring contentedly as they embarked on the next chapter of their adventure. Emily smiled, knowing that her love for cats had opened the doors to a world of endless possibilities. With every new place, she knew there would be more cats, more connections, and more opportunities to spread kindness. As the bus rolled down the coastal road, Emily looked out the window, excited for what lay ahead. The world was vast, and she was ready to explore every corner, leaving love and compassion in her wake. And with Sandy by her side, she knew that she would never be alone on this incredible journey of a lifetime.